What's up? What's up? Trying to get this thing to focus. What up? Good more. Yeah, more rain. It just started here in PSL. I don't know. I've seen some lightning. I've seen some stuff. I'm trying to get it to focus right now. It ain't playing nice right now. Let me see if it's the clean this thing off real quick. Yeah. Yeah, I've been up since like 3 there, Gary. Yeah. I've seen a lot of lightning. I've seen some really, really strong lightning. Haven't seen too much wind. Man, I don't know why I can't get this thing to focus. That's a little bit better. And once again, I'm on my porch right now. So we're looking through a screen. But you can see, if you see the light, and you can see it hitting the ground. No substantial flooding here yet. I mean, nothing. It's just been off and on rain, and when it comes down for about 20 minutes. But hey, what's up? What's up? Let me hop into this chat real quick. Say hi to everybody. Good morning, everybody. We've got Gary Pixley, Sonia, Just Me, John, K-Cat, Flex DRG, Mr. Bean, TC, Roy Wells, Sean Anthony. Yeah, Sean, you're about to, if you're in Tampa right now, you're probably going to get hit here real soon. What's up, Costa Rica Nature Photography? I love Costa Rica. Pura vida, man. Pura vida. Yeah. It's been off and on, and as you can hear, it's coming down a little bit heavier now. What's up, Steve? How you doing? Aaron, Max F, Jay, Alexander, Murdoch Madness, Just Me, The Monkey Palace, Al Torres, Bill, John Wright, Preston Robert, Sewer Dog, what up? Sky is the limit. Stuart, what up? Yeah, it's probably just gonna be a lot of rain, probably some wind, but nothing like they're gonna deal with on the East Coast. Yeah, the West Coast, as it starts to hit Tampa, it's gonna be at a Category 4. But as soon as it hits the middle part of the state, it's gonna lose a lot of steam. What I always tell people, when you're looking at a hurricane, look at the millibars. I mean, you can look at the wind all you want. The wind is subjective. It's about the strength of the storm, and the millibars is actually what's going to tell you. And the higher the number of the millibars, the stronger the storm. And if you watch the millibars, kind of, if it starts out at like 990, I think most hurricanes start around like 900s ish, and then if you see it constantly growing, those millibars are saying that storm's getting stronger. If you look at the millibars and they start decreasing, like this storm has, as I've been watching it for the last 2 days, I've noticed that the millibars are slowly getting lower, and this storm is looking for strength. And most of this hurricane gets its strength from warm water, basically warm water, and the more it can turn up warm water and get strength, those millibars will go up, but the millibars are actually going down, which is a good thing, and that's why the storm's actually losing a lot of strength as it hits Florida. I mean, it goes literally from like a 4 to a 1 within a couple hours. So yes, it's gonna suck. Yes, there's gonna be some, some tidal floodage, from all the flood, the rising waters. But for the most part, I mean, it's gonna be bad for a little bit, and then it's just gonna kind of taper off. But what up, everybody? I'm kind of gonna let this go for a little bit. Right now, I am actually gonna go inside. I'm not sure what the time the wife and daughter are gonna wake up, but I'm gonna get started on some breakfast. So I'm gonna let you guys sit here for a minute, enjoy the rain, the sound of the rain. I'll be back here in just a minute. I just gotta go get the oven on and throw some bacon in it. Should take me maybe a couple minutes, and I'll be right back. So if you want to hang out, hang out. If not, I will see you again. But I'm not killing this live stream. I'm gonna let you see the rain and what's going on. This is over on the Treasure Coast in Port St. Lucie. I'm not sure what's happening on the East Coast, but I'm sure it's not pretty right now, or the West Coast. I mean, yeah. Come on over, Gary. If you want to come over. I hope the wife's doing okay. And yeah, but you're more than welcome to come over, get some bacon and eggs. I don't have any. I forgot to get potatoes while I was out yesterday. But bacon and eggs and some toast sounds pretty good to me. And yeah, just give me a few minutes. I'm just gonna throw some bacon in the oven real quick, and I'll be back. Smash that thumbs up and enjoy the sound of rain. What up, everybody? I'm back. Yep, and it's still raining. Slow down a little bit. Good morning, good morning. Yeah, I saw Bronson too. I found out he was in Miami. He wasn't in I thought he was on the West Coast, but he was in Miami. Yeah, caved up caveman. Are you good over there, man? Good morning, Larry. Good morning, Rights On. Yeah. Yeah, fun stuff. Welcome to Florida. Well, I hope everybody's having a great morning. I hope everybody that's on the West Coast is doing all right with the storm. No, it's a hurricane party, man. Yeah, now that I'm looking and I get a little bit more light. I'm going to turn the camera a little bit. But right there in the, the little driveway there or whatever, there is starting to get a little bit of flooding. It's not like feet deep, but it's definitely like probably 2 to 3, 4 inches. So I'm sure there's other places around here that are like, if you don't know the St. Lucie area, there are certain places that are, I don't know if they're low lying or if the drainage isn't that good, but we have some places around here that flood, and they flood pretty quick. So I can only imagine that some of these places are right now probably pretty flooded. And we may take a drive later. I'll take you to drive and we'll go around some of these places that around here. I won't drive through them, but I'll definitely show some of them to you. Got another little band coming through. Yeah. Just me, yes it is. St. Lucie County is a flood zone. There's certain places, and it's really weird how some of these places just haven't fixed, like, to be able to drain the water and to get them into retention ponds or whatever. But that seems to be the case. What is that? What's up, John 14:6? Yes. Yeah. St. Augustine, Daytona's gotten better. And even just south of Stewart, there's a town called Port Salerno. I'll tell you, that place floods really fast. Because they're just literally surrounded by water. Like every which way you turn, there's pretty much water. And same thing happens. The water rises. Next thing you know, you got friggin' 3 feet of water in the streets. Seen it happen too. What's up, Uric from Holland? Rob N, what's up? What's up? Good morning. Good morning to everybody. Hope you all are being safe if you're in Florida. If you're on the west coast of Florida, I hope you're doing safe. Ooh. See that? See that? Have a good one there, PH. Thank you for being here. What's up, Save the Humans? Rob N, the storm. The storm. I am on the east coast of Florida, so we're not dealing with the brunt of it like they are on the west coast. But we are starting to see some of the bands start to come through, and what you're actually seeing is a few of the bands. I did a live stream earlier around like 3:30 or so, and that was the first time I saw a lot of rain. And then this is another band that's coming through that's dumping a lot of rain, and is bringing it's bringing more lightning than I saw from the first storm. And we're still under a tornado warning. I'd say the winds are probably in the 15 to 20 mile per hour range right now. Nothing too crazy. If you can see the flag right over there. I know it's really hard to see through this mesh screen right now, but for the most part you can see the water off the lights and things, and you can see the water hitting on the street. But it is right now, it's just a little bit of wind, a little bit of rain, not super crazy, but we still have a few more hours of this going. But there's really nothing too crazy going on. It's just been off and on rain and a little bit of wind. That's it. I've got bacon going in the oven. About to start getting some my breakfast on. Yeah, I'm sure St. Pete's dealing with a lot of rain right now. Yeah. I don't think there's gonna be much sun, Gary. Yeah, I highly doubt it. No, it's not gonna be a beach day today. No beaching today. But how are y'all doing? Yeah. Sometimes it's better to take the cone, man. You know, sometimes it's the stuff that's on the outside and the arounds of that storm that make it the worst. You know, depending on which direction you're facing and how the storm surge comes in, that's how it can get really bad. Is like when the storm's facing a certain direction and it's only sending water like into the Tampa Bay. Once the Tampa Bay starts getting filled up like that and the water doesn't have anywhere to go, that's when all the streets and that's when all the flooding starts happening. And especially over on the West Coast, you guys are pretty low lying over there, if you will. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm just chilling too, man. I don't, I've only ran from 2 storms ever. One was Hurricane Hugo, and the other one was not Katrina. All the storms I've ever ran from were Category 5s, and they would have had almost like a direct impact of where I was living. And even on one of the Category 5s that we ran from, we got all the way to Pensacola. We were on our way to Louisiana, and we were up in Pensacola, and the radiator blew, or the radiator hose blew, and so we had to fix the radiator hose. And mind you, this is during, like, you know, people are evacuating, hurricane, da 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 da. So not only did the friggin' place that tried to that was fixing the cars try to you know, they were like, oh, it's gonna take a day, and we're like, we don't have a day, and they're like, oh, well, it's gonna cost you X amount of dollars if you want it done today, and we're like, All right, well, we need to get this car running, and they basically charge us like, I think it was $550 for a radiator hose and to install it. And so basically we had to turn back around, and when we were coming back, we're on 95, and we're literally watching bumper to bumper traffic, and we're in like no traffic. Like I don't think we saw a car for like 5 miles on the way back from Pensacola, so it was crazy. But I've only ran from 2 storms here in Florida. I don't run from them. If I feel they're serious enough for me to run, I will. But for the most part, I'll deal without electricity for a few days. I've got food. I've got canned goods and stuff like that. I've always had canned goods. You know, beans, rice, things of that nature. I always have charcoal, so I know I can at least cook or heat stuff up. You know, these are things that you always have to be prepared for, you know. And then worst case scenario, if I run out of beans and things, I got plenty of fishing gear, and I can go fishing at any given time, and I can go catch fish. I mean, hell, I've got a pond right up the road, and if I threw a cast net in it right now, I guarantee I'm gonna pull out like 3 tilapia. I don't like eating tilapia, but when push comes to shove, you'll eat just about anything to stay alive. And once again, we're not expected to lose any, I'm not expecting to lose power or anything over here, but I did want you to see what is the 2 differences, because you're going to see some of the stuff from the West Coast later on today, but today, right now, what you're seeing is what we're seeing here on the East Coast of Florida. So, yeah, it's I cook it nice and slow. The bacon's always nice and slow in the oven. You know, you got to render out that fat and get it nice and crispy. Not too crispy, but crispy enough. What up, what up? I'm going to say hi to everybody. What's up, cammed up caveman? Ooh, there's a good one. Donnie, what's up? Moses, fishing for sanity, what's up? Yeah, hurricane party. Midwest Transparency, what up? PRJ, what up? First on scene. Yeah. Unfortunately, where I live, the generator would be a good idea, but if I ever do leave, I'd go to my parents' house. They have generators and all that stuff, and that's if I was actually to leave. For the most part, I really don't care. I'm a very tropical person, if you will, so I don't mind some heat, if you will. It always sucks being hot and sweaty with no AC, but it's something I can deal with. What's up, JOCO? Good morning, CGN. What's up, Kevin? And for everybody that's here, all I'm doing right now, we at the beginning of this live stream, the rains were a little heavier, and there was a little bit more lightning. Right now, it seems to be calming down, so I'm probably gonna end this live stream here in just a minute. I gotta keep an eye on the bacon and get this breakfast started. And you know, like I said, when things start changing and another little squall comes through, I'll be sure to go live, let y'all see what's going on. But we'll let it run for a little bit longer, probably like another 4 or 5 minutes. See if anything changes. If nothing changes, then we'll just wait for the next storm to come through. And like I said, I may take y'all for a ride. We'll go around and I'll show you some of the city around here and see what kind of flooding or any kind of wind damage or any trees down or anything like that. I will take you out to Jensen Beach. There's a lot of sailboats out there, and during some of these storms, a lot of these sailboats, they come unhooked from their moorings, and we may see some of that. So, we're going to take you for a little ride later, let you enjoy what it's like here in the Treasure Coast. Yeah, and so far it's a pretty it's a great morning because we're still alive, but it's a pretty shitty morning because we're dealing with a hurricane. So, but life goes on. We're all not pushing up daisies. So, what's up, American Amy? How are you? Rob N, what up? Albie. I am in Port St. Lucie. I am in the Treasure Coast of Florida, which spans from basically up towards like Vero Beach all the way down to basically Jupiter in the kind of the West Palm area. Yep. Yeah, it's been raining off and on here for a good minute. It's starting to pick up a little bit. I'm cooking breakfast, and I can actually, I'm going to go check. I'm going to let this live stream keep running, everybody. But I'm going to run inside real quick, check on my bacon. Don't want to burn the bacon. But yeah, thank you for everybody for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, bacon cam. I'll bring the bacon out. Just to let you know, I am going to be starting a new channel. It's not going to be anything kind of gun related. It's going to be specifically nothing but cooking. The channel is, like I said, going to be strictly cooking. I'm going to put a couple of the cooking stuff I do. I'm actually getting back into fishing. If you haven't noticed, I haven't been out open carrying. I needed to take a break again. There was a couple things that happened that I'm not going to talk about, but I just had to take a break, and I'm getting back into it. I've been going out doing some snapper fishing here and there. I haven't caught any decent sized fish to really show you because I want to do a catch, cook and clean, or catch, clean and cook, or whatever. But I am going to start doing cooking. I'm going to do the first few are going to be really simplistic stuff, making tomato sauce. I just made a bunch of chicken nuggets. I've got an air fryer, and I made my homemade chicken nuggets. And I'm going to show people how to make their own chicken nuggets. And I'm going to, and a lot of this is going to be, costed out. So it's going to, I went and spent $8 on chicken, and I spent $2 on a box of cereal, and I spent, and it's going to give you a breakdown and say, hey, this is how much you get out of it, and show people that, hey, sure, I love going out to eat too. I love going out to eat at a restaurant, or I love going to get whatever, quick and easy sometimes is nice. But, I think quick and easy is, if everybody's so stuck on quick and easy that they forgot how to cook. How many people do you actually know how to really, to make a decent meal at the house? I've met numerous people that are like, yeah, I don't know how to cook. I just eat at fucking Chick-fil-A and da-da-da-da. I think sometimes cooking's a lost art. But that's just my opinion on it. But that's going to be my next channel. I'm still working on the name. And if you guys want to help me come up with a name for my second channel, like I said, it's going to be involving cooking. Not so much anything about guns, but it's going to be primarily revolved around cooking. So if you want to help me out, leave that in the comment section. Put your little comments and let me know. Help me create a great name so I can make some great videos. Oh yeah, don't forget, what is that? What was it? November 26th. If you don't know, Solo's Kitchen, heard that. 155. I must have missed something. In it FR raining hella. I'm not sure what that is. Wake up, smell bacon. Yeah, I know. It's a 4 now, 7:30. Yeah, no, they were planning on it hitting it at a 4, and as soon as check out the millibars. Look at the millibars. I don't know where they're at right now. I haven't been watching it. Windsurfing in my yard, yeah. Dude, I remember one year, it got so flooded in my neighborhood that the neighbors took out their jet skis and we were out there kneeboarding on in our street. It was the craziest thing. Yeah, and fishing for sanity, and that's what I really want to try to break down, because there's a lot of things that, yes, it can be. If you are, I always tell this to people, I'm like, if you are a single person or there's just two of you, sometimes it is cheaper to go out to eat. Sometimes, depending on where you're eating, I'm not big on fast food. The only fast food that I really will actually palate is pretty much Wendy's, and it's mainly because my daughter, she loves the Wendy nuggets there. So that's about the extent of it. I'll get a Publix sub here and there. I mean, like, when you talk about fast food, I'm talking about like Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell. Even like Chili and Applebee's have become fast food now. There's not a whole lot of preparation. A lot of their preparation's already done. Like, a lot of the stuff they're dealing with in these Chili's and Applebee's it's all pre-made stuff, and they're just heating it up and serving it. So when I say cooking, I'm actually saying taking something from a raw state to a cooked state. Showing people how to, like, hey, you can, and even for the single person, you could go to a Publix. I don't know in New York, I don't know what stores you have up there, but I can go to Publix and I can go buy a single piece of chicken, or a single steak, or a single piece of pork chop, or I can basically buy a single piece of something, and whatever that price may be. Then you have to actually go to like a farmer's market, to where you need a single carrot, or you need a single zucchini squash. There's ways to that. You're going to be like, all right, it cost me $3 for that piece of chicken, and it cost me 70 cents, 80 cents for that zucchini. And then you're like, all right, I went and bought a bag of rice. Well, that bag of rice, you only need a half a cup. So that bag of rice is actually going to give you multiple meals. So you have to take out of the equation of, oh, it cost me $4 to buy the bag of rice, but how much did it cost you for that half a cup of rice? And that's what people have to understand, is that, hey, on certain goods, like beans, you don't have to cook a whole bag of beans. You can cook, just enough for a single person, and understand that you're only using 40 cents worth of beans, if that makes sense. So you're putting in $4 or $5 for a meal that you go to a restaurant that costs you $20 or $15. You go to any restaurant, a chicken dinner, like chicken and 2 sides. If you get 2 sides, chicken 2 sides is going to cost you $15 anywhere. You know, you can go to McDonald's and get their fried chicken sandwich, and even that's their fried chicken meal where you get, you know, chicken sandwich, fries, and a Coke for $9. So, you know, yeah. You know, and that's another story I could tell you. Is like when I was living in Costa Rica, I went to Costa Rica for a month and ended up staying there for 2 years. You know, I had to bounce around the border. You know, I had to get my passport stamped. But I lived there for 2 years, and the basis of my diet was rice and beans. You know, even in my worst times when I couldn't afford anything, the one thing that sustained me was rice and beans. You know, I was eating chicken and steak, and I had this one restaurant right around the corner, and for $3, I could get this thing called arroz con pollo, which is rice and chicken, but it came with vegetables, all this. And I'm telling you, this thing was a mound of food, and I would eat half of it, take the other half home, and eat that for lunch. And I spent $3. When things are costing you very little, like if you could go to a restaurant and get a meal for $3, I'd be like, yeah, go for it. That's where I'm eating every day for $3. Perfect. But here, you go to just about anywhere, whether it be fast food, anywhere, it costs you more than it almost costs you twice as much than it would be for you to sit at home and do it yourself. Does it take time? Absolutely. So that's what you have to value is it worth taking the time to cook the food, or is it worth just going out and grabbing it? And for some people, it's worth going to the restaurant. For some people, like myself and my wife, you know, I do YouTube. So I work whenever I go out, or I work at home or whatever, so I have the time to cook at home. And then if I'm not home, my wife, she does her job, but she also has the time to cook when she gets home. And so she, you know, a lot of times I will prep up stuff. I will cut up her vegetables. So that way when she comes home, all she has to do is cook the chicken or cook the steak or cook the pork chop, cook some vegetables, cook some rice, cook some potato, bake a potato, or whatever the fact may be, and she spends 15, 20 minutes making a dinner that costs next to nothing. And that's what my second channel, this next channel, is going to be about, is actually showcasing the cost efficiency for, I'm going to try to do it for single people, because I think single people think that it's not possible, but I'm going to show you that it is possible. There's just a way, you're going to have to put a little effort into it to make it worth the effort, you know. So, but that's what I've got going on. So I'm going to hop back into this chat real quick. I see you, Gary. Yeah, good for you, fishing for sanity. No fast food. Robert Humphreys, what's up? Yeah, Michael's Kitchen. Stay safe, solo dude. Yep, Cowabunga. Surfs up. Yeah, sir. Costa Rica. Pura vida, man. Yeah. Yeah, constant reader. Yep, rice and beans. That's a huge. If you're just looking for protein and you're suffering and you just can't, you know, that's what a lot of cultures live off of, is just rice and beans, or rice and, you know, primarily is the staple is rice. You know, here sometimes, you know, potatoes aren't a bad thing, but it's the mass consumption of meats that is not the issue. It's just that's what a lot of Americans do. We eat a lot more meat than most other countries, and I'm not criticizing. I love my meat, so. Yeah, for sure. CGN 25. Yeah, you go to McDonald's for $5, and it's going to cost you $40, $50, $60. You know, and that's why I say, like, there's what I'm going to show people is, like, you know, you're going to have to, you know, I bargain shop, you know, whenever I go to Publix, and I don't know where a lot of people are, but down here in Florida we have a ton of Publixes. And when I go into a Publix and I see, oh, it's buy one get one free pasta. Believe me, I'm buying 2 boxes of pasta, and I'm getting, for the $2 or $1.50 that it was, I got an extra box of pasta. So I just made that pasta a lot less. And those are the things you have to look for. I'm not a coupon cutter. I don't cut coupons. I look for the best deal at the best time. And then when I see that best, and if it's a product that's gonna last for a long time, like pasta. I know I love black beans. I'll buy canned black beans, especially if they go on sale and they're like buy one get one free, or they're ten for $10 and they're $1 a can. I'll buy 10 because you know something, I'll eat them at some point, and that's what I suggest to people is, hey, you have to bargain shop at this point because of things the way they are. Our country is completely upside down. Inflation's upside down. There's so many things that are just going so crazy, so we have to be, every penny that we spend has to be used, for me, beneficially. And that's what this next channel is going to do is, hey everybody, I can show you how to make a meal for 4 for $20. And when I say a meal, I'm not just saying french fries, a drink, and this. I'm talking chicken steak or whatever, baked potato with all the fixings, cheese, sour cream, butter, everything that goes along with it that you would pay $15 to $20 per person at a restaurant. I'm going to break down how to do that for 4 with $20 and things of that nature. So yeah, and uphold your oath. If and that's what you have to do. If you can find places, if it means you have to take 2 trips, one to this store, one to that store, I highly suggest it. As long as it's not like, oh, I have to go to this store and then I have to travel 20 miles to get to the next store. That's I don't suggest that. But if you've got a store that's within a mile or a mile or two of the other store, it's not going to cost you that much more in gas, and if it saves you money, it's worth you saving that extra dollar, that extra $2 or $3 on something that's more expensive at another place. So yeah, Flaming Grunt rating says high fiber lima beans and ham, aftermath farts. And something, there's a lot of grains out there that are pretty much untouched. You've got lentils, you've got couscous, you've got so many other things out there that people don't realize that are out there, and they're such a great source of different types of starches, proteins, a whole lot of things. And that's what I always tell. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to show people how to do things at home. And I'm going to tell you, I don't have a big kitchen. My kitchen is very, very small, and I'm going to show how you can make great food in a small kitchen. Black-eyed peas with pork, one of my dad's favorite. These are very simplistic things, and if you do them right, you can make whatever you have, and you're going to be able to feed numerous people with next to nothing. I tell you, a bag of black-eyed peas costs maybe like $1.50. You go get a ham hock, maybe $3. So that in itself, for $4, you can make the whole thing of black-eyed peas for 4 using $4. So that's $1 a head, and that's a side. And then you get some chicken. Chicken's expensive right now, but grab some chicken. I always use chicken because it's universal. Not everybody eats steak. And some people don't even eat chicken. If you're vegan, I'm going to show you some vegetarian options, and then you can always substitute, shrimp, chicken, or pork into it. But I'm going to show you how to make a vegetarian dish that you can add things into. Yeah, wait till you see this channel. Right now, I'm just trying to come up with a really good name. If you want to leave a name for this next channel, my cooking channel, leave it in the comments. Say, hey, this is what I want. This is what I think your cooking channel should be named. Leave that in the comments. I appreciate it in the chat. But right now, yeah. Michael on a liquid diet. Man, it's a hurricane party, bro. I'm on, right now, I just got done with my coffee. I'm cooking some bacon, and then it's going to be right on to some beers later. Fruits, veggies, lugum. I know fuck, I can't even say that name. Nuts, seeds, grains, yeah. Those are always good. Give me 1 second, everybody. I gotta check on my bacon again. I can smell it. It smells so good right now. I wish we had smell-o-vision. Alright. Shit's hot. Okay. I'm gonna switch this camera around. There's the bacon cam, everybody. Bacon. 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 Bacon, 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 bacon. Where? It's on that pan. I want to eat it. Give me the bacon. Please give me what's in the bacon. Bacon, 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 bacon. Yeah, stay safe, everybody. If you're, Flaming Grunt, that's one thing I learned about working in the kitchen. If you don't know, in like professional kitchens, we don't cook bacon on, I mean, there's some places that don't have ovens and they'll cook it on a flat top, but the best way to cook bacon is in your oven. Set your oven at like 300 degrees and slow cook it. Or even, you could even go lower, but 300 degrees I found is like that happy spot where you render out the fat in the bacon and you get a much crispier, and I just think it's a better way. I don't like cooking on high heat, not for bacon. Everything I usually do with pork is usually slow and low, unless it's like a pork chop or something like that. But let me go get this bacon drained off, and I'll be right back. Alright. Gonna chat with y'all for a little bit. Fix this thing. Alright. That'll be good for right now. Okay. Perfect. Alright. I'm gonna chat with y'all. Like I said, it's still light rains, very little wind right now. I'm not gonna bore you with just it raining. I mean, not when it's not heavy. But yep. What's up, Hillsboro? How are you doing over there, man? Everything okay? Yeah. Thank you, Gary, for getting rid of Chat 69. So just get rid of that person. But Hillsboro, I hope you're doing all right over there. If you haven't left, Hansy, I don't even own a microwave. I haven't owned a microwave in over 10 years. And that's the God honest truth. Ever since I don't own a microwave. I've got we used to have a toaster oven, but now we have an air fryer that does everything that the toaster oven does. So yeah, microwaves, no, it's not good. Yeah, good. Yeah, it's gonna get nasty for a little bit, but you know, it should dissipate pretty quick, hopefully. But thanks for coming back, Jacob. Hey, Jacob, I hope Jacob from Naples, Florida, stuck in New York. Yeah, I was gonna say, how you doing? What's up, Tri-State? There's your bacon cam. Yeah, it's the only way to cook bacon. Yeah. I'm sorry, everybody. When I started all this live stream, it was a lot darker, and I just didn't feel like going downstairs. I'm going to let the iPad charge up so that when I do take you outside, you can really start seeing it, and I'm going to walk you through, and we're going to walk through just this area, then I'm going to take you for a ride later. So just stay tuned, keep that notification bell on, because I am going to be going live later. I'm going to take you guys for a ride and let you see some of the whether it be flooding or any damages or anything like that. We're going to just take a ride. You'll see. I'll get to show you where I live without showing you where I live. And you know, you could probably look it up on any public record anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter to me anyway. Don't come to my house, please. Don't. As much as I would appreciate, you know, meeting people, I don't mind meeting people when I'm out and about. But I hope no person ever comes to my house. Don't come to my house unless you're invited to my house. You're not invited to my house? Oh, snap. And just like that, it goes from nothing to right back. Yeah, that's crazy. Let me switch this thing around. Let you get a better view. Yeah, I know you can't really see it, but it's almost coming in sideways. Yeah, wind, there's a gust. Try to get a picture of this flag for you. See the flag? See how it's just going swaying back and forth, back and forth. Like I said, just a minute ago, it was all nice and calm. It was cooling down. And just like that, turned right back on. Welcome to hurricane season. Yeah, trust me, I'm not gonna drive through the really nasty parts. You can see the car going through, how kind of flooded it is. And I know, I'm sorry about the screen, everybody. But a good quarter of what you're seeing out in this parking lot, like from that third black car there, from that third black car, from there all the way out to that stop sign, past the stop sign to the roadway, it's probably about an inch or two of water out there right now, if not more, in spots. But good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here. I know this is like, it's not the best stream in the world right now. It's not what I like doing live streams when I can show you something cool. But this for me is like a pain in my butt because I actually have plans. Hey everybody, does anybody know CJ Grisham from Open Carry, Texas? If you do know CJ, hit number 1. Let me know you know CJ Grisham from Open Carry, Texas. Oh, I heard about that, Hillsboro. And we'll talk about that here in a second. But hit number 1 if you know CJ Grisham from Open Carry, Texas. Alright, now, hit number 2 if you'd like to see me and CJ go for a nice little walk in Florida. Well, just to let you all know, Mr. CJ Grisham, a good friend of mine, I've met him, I've spoken to him, I've open carried with him, and he's in Florida right now. And I was planning on going up to see him just before all this happened, and we're still going to make it happen. It's probably going to be in a few more days, but I've got plans on going out with CJ Grisham. One of the people that, when I spoke to him, he was so inspiring to me. And when I first met him, he was like, dude, this guy, he goes out and he carries his rifle, and he was giving me so much praise. And I'm like, I never met this guy a day in my life, but he has so much praise for me, and I had so much praise because I was watching his videos when I was learning how to do this. So, yeah. So, just to let you know, after this hurricane's gone and went, and we get a little bit more sunshine, I'm planning on hanging out with Mr. CJ Grisham, or I should say Mr. Lawyer CJ Grisham. Yeah, if you don't know, CJ Grisham's a lawyer now. So Texas is they're going to be, they're going to have to deal with him now. But yeah, CJ Grisham's in Florida, and I'm gonna be doing an open carry walk with him. I'm not sure where yet. We're in the plans of making that, and I'm looking forward to that. I hope you all are looking forward to that too. Yeah, you're absolutely right. He was with his. That was the craziest video because he was on a walk with his son. His son was on a Boy Scout or an Eagle Scout walk or something. He had to, walk X amount of walk miles. And CJ was, if y'all don't know the story, and CJ was, he was out walking with his son, and he was openly carrying a rifle. This is before they had open carry of handguns or constitutional carry. So CJ's out there with his rifle walking. Cop rolls up like, hey, and grabs him. I swear, I thought CJ was gonna get shot that day. I was scared, and from that day forward, that's when Open Carry Texas got formed, basically. Yeah, that cop went completely AWOL nuts, and just to let you know, everybody's like, oh, that was probably a slam dunk win case. Da 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 da. CJ ended up losing that case. If most people don't know that he actually lost that case, and which was completely, it's so hard to see how the law was in his favor, but when you get to the judicial system, it didn't work out in his favor, and it's just so weird how that's how it worked. So. Just because everybody's like, oh, that's a slam dunk case, you're gonna win millions, it doesn't always work out like that. So, yeah. So yeah, I give CJ a lot of respect, and like I said, he's in Florida. He's gonna be here for a minute. I've got plans on going out open carrying with him. We just, this hurricane kind of threw a little wrench in the plan, but whatever, life goes on, and we're going to make it happen. But, like I said, let me see what time it is. Alright, it's 8:03 right now. Hey everybody, I am going to let you go, unless something really turns up here in a second. Wait for it. Man, that flag is moving. Sorry about that, but you can see that flagpole right there. It's just waving in the wind right now. It looks like a PVC pipe. Yeah, and you're absolutely right, Hansy. Nothing when you get to the judicial system is a slam dunk, because the lawyers are there to make sure that their client wins, or it's the job of the prosecutor to make sure that they put you in jail or they make you pay for the crime that you did. And they're going to use every case law, everything, to either discredit you or use it against you, or they're gonna make you look like the evil person. Even through what I'm going through with my pro se lawsuit that I have with Ball Harbor, with Kukas. Even in my deposition, he was trying to paint a picture of me being the bad guy, and I'm not the bad guy. I'm just following the law as it's written. So yeah, yeah, that's what we'll talk about that. I'm gonna turn this camera around. As you can see, it's getting a little bit more constant rain, a little bit more windy. All right, there we go. All right. Yeah, we're gonna talk about Hillsborough. get that straight. There we go. Perfect. Yeah. Hills. Oops, wrong way. Yeah. If you don't know, those are the turtles right there. I'll show you those guys. We had 2 other turtles. They just got too big for the tank, so we let them go. And now we got 2 more baby turtles that I'm never going to get turtles ever again. But anyway, Hillsborough Cop Watch. He's mentioning the Punta Gorda city ordinance in Punta Gorda. If you don't know, in Punta Gorda you weren't allowed to have anything that had the word fuck or any types of obscenities on a shirt, on a bumper sticker, on a sign, on a flag. Like if it said F whatever, you couldn't have it, and they would fine you $500. The gentleman that was out there protesting and against this, his name is Andrew Sheets. He goes by Live Free or Die. He's got a bunch of different YouTube channels, but he went out there and was protesting, and he racked up like $11,000 worth of fines. Sorry. He racked up about $11,000 worth of fines. Well, he's been going through this court, through all of it, and then I guess this happened just recently, either yesterday or the day before. The court was like, hey, no, this is free speech. That, like, there's been hundreds of cases that says, hey, just because it's obscenity, just because you don't like it, just because there's a picture or whatever, it is the right of the people, we the people, to express how we feel. If we say F the police, hey, that's what you want to say. If it's F Biden or F Trump or F Planned Parenthood or F this or fuck F your feelings, whatever. Well, the court actually ruled saying yes, it is free speech, and which is a giant win. I know that he had some other cases, like I think he had some federal lawsuits where this is just from what I've heard. I'm not saying this is the truth, but what I've heard is that, you know, some of the lawyers that were taking these cases on kind of screwed these cases up. And then for this to happen, you know, where it's thrown out, like, hey, this ordinance is garbage, and and that's why it's never a guaranteed thing that you're going to win every case or every lawsuit or anything. You know, you have to decide what is best for you at that time. You know, if you decide you're going to do a lawsuit on somebody, make sure you have all your ducks in a row. Try to understand, because what the lawyers are going to do is that's their job, is to ruin your case, is to prove to a judge. They don't have to prove it to you. They don't have to prove it to YouTube. They don't have to prove it to anybody but a judge, that your case is frivolous and there's no merit to it, and that's how cases get thrown out. So you have to make sure that you have all your ducks in a row, that you know that when you're going in, whether it be when you file it, filing your lawsuit is the first most important part of this. The first most important part is filing. If you don't file it correctly, it's very easy for them to get your case thrown out. If you don't mention certain things, your case can be thrown out. And then once you get past that, and you get on to, discovery of, getting all the information that you need to prove that what they did is wrong, whether it be a video, whether it be emails, whether it be whatever the fact may be, that you need to get all that information so that you can get a strong case or against that or said person, whether it be on the prosecution or you as the plaintiff, whichever way it goes. It's your job to make sure that you have everything so tight that they don't have a way to get out of it. And that's what I'm going through, and that's what Andrew Sheets is going through this, and that's why this is such a huge win for him, because now I'm sure all the fines and all the things that that he's gained will probably ended up getting thrown out. $11,000. I mean, let that sink in. He had $11,000 worth of fines for using the word F. That's insanity. Insanity. Free speech, it's just where are we going in this country? Where is it going? They're messing with our Second Amendment rights. And if we didn't have certain organizations out there suing these people that are creating these laws to stop these laws from going into effect, man, our country would be friggin' so lost, and that's why it's so important to get behind organizations that are actually out there fighting for your rights. If I usually don't talk too much about, gun organizations, but the FPC, the Florida Policy Coalition or Florida something coalition, great organization. GOA, Gun Owners of America, great organization. GOA, Big Dog or B Dog. There are organizations out there that are always trying to fight for these things, and if you can find them, support them, because they're out there supporting us. Whether it be a YouTube video, whether it be sending them money, whether it be doing anything. I probably should do a lot more of talking about them, but I've spoken to some of them, and some of them, they just don't agree with me about how I do what I do, and it's okay. And I that's why I've never said anything negative about GOA. I'm not going to ever say anything against these organizations, because guess what? If we don't have these organizations, it's the government's just going to run rampant. What is that? Chris Bell. Florida is not a constitutional carry state. We used to have open carry. 1987, Florida was the first state to adopt the concealed weapons permit. So Florida became the first state that you had to have a concealed weapons permit to open or to conceal carry. And then they gave us exceptions to the rule. So the only way here in Florida that you could actually open carry is while you're on your property, in your place of business, going to a gun range, fishing, hunting, camping. If you're a kind of like a gun manufacturer or you work in a gun store type of thing, there's an exception for that, and then basically you have to be law enforcement after that. But for the most part, we only have exceptions here in Florida. We're not a traditionally open carry or constitutional carry state. You have to get a permit to conceal carry. You have to have a fishing license to openly carry while you're fishing, hunting, or camping, or actually fishing and hunting. If you're going camping, you do not need a permit. But I would highly suggest that you have documentation. You don't have to show your documentation, but I would have saying, all right, I've booked my campsite. I am leaving my house. I am going now to go camping. That is completely legal. You could probably do it. You could probably do it without the documentation, saying, hey, I'm going to this campground. I'm going to get a campsite when I get there. You could probably do it, but I would suggest, you don't have to, but my suggestion would be go ahead, book that campground. That way there's already documentation of you having that campground, and then the courts be like, yeah, you already had the documentation, you didn't want to believe them, you arrested them, but here's all the stuff, cases thrown out, and then you can go, if there's any kind of civil litigation after that, then I would, that's a whole later story. But going camping, I haven't tested yet. I've gone camping where I was already on the campsite, but I've never tested it where I was like, all right, I'm about to take a 5-mile walk or a 10-mile walk to a campground and go camping. And once again, You have to understand, if I'm going to be open carrying, I'm going to be carrying camping equipment, you know, a tent, possibly an air mattress or some type of mattress, you know, firearms, backpack, possibly food and water. You know, there's a lot of things that are going to go into, so you have to understand you're going to be carrying a lot of weight. And I'm not saying if you want to just show up to the campground and go to the campground, go ahead. It's going to save you a lot of walking. But, you know, the true test is, am I allowed to walk to go camping? It says going to and returning from. So if I'm going to my campground, am I allowed to? And one of the places that I'm actually probably going to test out is probably going to be Sebastian Inlet. Sebastian Inlet has a campground there. It's a state park, campgrounds, all that stuff. It has an inlet where I can go fishing, all types of stuff. So basically, it's like a 2-for-1. You know, I get the camping aspect of it, and then I get to say, all right, I'm going fishing now, because there's an inlet half of it. So either way, I get to use both sides of this, and it's going to be a true test, and I will test it. You know, and in hopes one day that we just get constitutional carry. But all right, let me see here. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm gonna give this like 4 more minutes, and then I'm gonna go finish up breakfast. Got to wake the wife and baby up and get them fed, and then I may take y'all for a ride a little bit later. Yeah, Sebastian Inlet has a really nice state park. It's huge campground, huge like the entire park, like everywhere around it. It's I think it has a restaurant and a bait and tackle shop there. Yeah, cool spot. I've been there numerous times and never had a problem. Yeah, I've even walked. There was, I think, the second or third time I ever went there. I parked on a public easement, and I walked into the park. So if that tells you they understand the law there, they understand the law. But yeah. 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 Yeah, the Disney Resort, yeah. Heard that. What is that? Nepal? I did not hear about the Marine that got arrested for having a firearm after he protected and defended his family. If it was on a military base, they got really strict federal laws on military bases. I don't believe he will be charged. The only thing they're going to probably charge him with is illegal possession of a firearm. So that would be the only thing. But if you're talking about the guy that, I think there was a Virginia shooting of a guy that went in there with 245s with a silencer or something, but I haven't heard about the Baltimore one. And once again, Baltimore, Maryland, they have really strict gun laws, and so there's a lot of things that could be tied up into that. And I'll check it out. I'll look up the Baltimore thing. If you've got a link, put it in the comment section. You probably won't be able to put it into the yeah, and he very well should. The Bruin case opened up a lot of doors, because a lot of these states that are like, oh no guns, no this, no that, no this, they've made it very clear that if they were allowed to have it in the past, there's no law that you should have been able to pass to restrict it now. And so there's and once again, that's going to come down to lawsuits, people taking and challenging their laws in court. I mean, legislation could overchange it in an instant, but legislation's really happy with it, so they're really quick, like no. But the second that GOA, FPC, or any other of the gun organizations out there actually challenge it by taking them to court, that's the only way things will really change for these states. Same thing down here in Florida. We're hoping for legislation, but nobody wants to challenge that yet. And that's what I would say is use the brewer and challenge it. Oh man. But yeah, I gotta get some food in me. I've been up since 3:30, or actually earlier than that. But as you can see, it's pretty much calmed down. We'll wait for the next. We'll wait for the next wave. The next wave of all the chaos. And I'm gonna get out of here. I love all y'all. Good morning, and I'll see y'all later. Soliaker, deuces.